Hello YouTube and welcome to GV's first impressions video for the spring 2018 season of anime. As you might notice, the setup for this video is a little bit different than usual. The reason is that a lot of my stuff has already been moved to my new apartment and I can't really construct my normal DIY camera setup, so the setup today is even more DIY than it usually is. But that all aside, Spring 2018 of anime is already well underway. There are a lot of animes that are already on their third or their fourth episode. So it was highly time, I should say, that I gave my first impressions of all the animes that I am following this season. The first anime that I will mention is an anime that I'm actually, between quotation marks, dropping this season. And that anime is Persona 5 the animation. Now, when I had finished the first episode and I started the second one, I really had the feeling that I don't know enough about this series to appreciate the anime. I had absolutely no clue what was going on in this anime. I didn't even know that the previous games of Persona also had an anime, or at least an anime movie. So I have the feeling that if I would continue this series, I wouldn't know what the hell was going on and I would not enjoy it and I would give it a false negative review. So that is why I am not continuing Persona 5 this season. The next two animes that I will mention briefly are the two sequels that I am watching this season, Amanchu Advance and Food Wars the Third Plate the second part. Both of them are actually continuing on the trend that they were on in their respective first season and first part of the third season. In Food Wars I am really happy, however, to see Hayama making a reappearance. I mentioned it in my review of the second season of Food Wars that I really hoped that we would see Hayama again in the third season, and now he has returned. Then we have Jiken Hin Kazoku, or Creature's Family Days. Now I have three things to mention about this anime. One, the episodes are coming out really slow. I only have watched the first two so far. It is even so that the episodes with the Chinese audio are coming out faster than the ones with the Japanese audio for some reason. Second thing that I will mention, the episodes are only 15 minutes each. And for a fully sized anime, that is usually not a good sign. And the third thing is that it wasn't a good sign, because in my opinion, this anime is really bad. I was watching the first episode and I was thinking like, what the hell is this anime about? There was no introduction, we were just pushed right into some random weird story, and overall I can say that I am not really enjoying this anime right now. Another anime that did really impress me with its first episode was Mahou Shoujo Side, or Magical Girl Side. That first episode was so amazing. For me it was the best episode of the best first episode of any anime that I am watching this season. But I am being a bit cautious with my expectations for this anime, because I have had it in the past, and definitely with this type of animes, that the first episode was really good and it ramped up my expectations for the series, but then the rest of the series really disappointed me. So I am being a bit reserved with my expectations for the rest of Mahou Shoujo Side. Another anime that I already had major expectations for even before it started was Piano no Mori, or Forest Piano. Now, after watching the first 3 episodes, I can say that Piano no Mori for the moment is okay. I am enjoying it, but it isn't anything amazing. That's also because I can't help but compare it to Shigatsu wa Kimi no Uso, which in my opinion is one of the best animes ever made. I can't help but compare the story, the animation, and all the other things to Shigatsu. So for the moment I am enjoying Piano no Mori, but I don't think that it will come anywhere near the level of Shigatsu wa Kimi no Uso. Then we have the most anticipated anime of this season and potentially of the entire year, Steins Gate 0. Now, the first 2 episodes of Steins Gate 0 were basically an introduction to the story for those who had forgotten what happened in episode 23 beta of the original anime, because it has already been 7 years. Now, for the rest, I have the feeling that Steins Gate 0 is still setting up its story, which is exactly the same as it did in the original Steins Gate anime. If you remember, the first half of the original Steins Gate was nothing really spectacular. But then the second part came and that hit everyone like a freight train from the point where Mayushi started to die. So I think this new sequel is going to do exactly the same. It is going to use its first half to really set up the story, and then in the second season it will hit us all with a hammer in the head. The next anime I was a little bit cautious about in my preview, being Sword Art Online Alternative Gun Gale Online. In my preview I said that spin-offs or alternative animes of big names in anime usually aren't really good. But after watching the first 3 episodes of Sawa Alternative, I can say that this is an exception. I am really enjoying this anime right now. It has exceeded all the expectations that I had of it, and I think that it will be a worthy alternative for the original Sword Art Online franchise, and it will be a good warm-up for Sword Art Online 3, which is supposed to come out next fall season. An anime season isn't complete for me without some good romance animes, and my most anticipated romance anime for this season was Wotakoi Love is Hard for Otaku. Now, for the moment I have to say that Wotakoi is slightly disappointing me. There are moments that I really enjoy it, that I find it funny, but there are other times that I'm like, So we will see how it progresses, but for the moment it isn't fulfilling all my expectations that I had for it. If I have to select a romance anime for this season, then it would definitely be my other romance anime for this season, being Tadakun wa Koi wo Shinai, or Tadakun Never Falls in Love. I am enjoying that romance anime a lot more than Wotakoi. It is, in my opinion, a lot funnier, a lot cuter. The animation is more my style, with the very colorful animation by Dokakobo. And the main female character, being Teresa-chan in Tadakun, is a lot more my type than the main female character of Wotakoi. So overall, I will say that Spring 2018 of anime is off to a normal start. There are animes that were better than I anticipated, there were other ones that weren't as good as I anticipated, and there are other animes, like especially Steins Gate 0, that I expect to become a lot better the further this anime season progresses. So those were my first impressions for all the animes that I am watching this Spring 2018 of anime. So then I will thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.